My name is Jie-Qi Chen. At the moment, is the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Dean of Faculty. I also founded the Erikson's Early Math Collaborative. I came from China and had been a peasant, a teacher for many years. I taught toddlers, preschoolers, kindergartners, first, second grade, middle school, and now at Erikson, this is a graduate school in child development, and I have been a professor here for the last 24 years. I really loved math from very early on. It's just, I never had trouble in math. I remember in China when I grew up, and the teacher gave lots of homework during the summer. And I always get my math homework done as the first part. And I really even do more on my own. And I love particularly geometry. I just found those kind of form and proof, it's just fascinating. When you get it done, you know you're right. I think I have benefited a great deal from math. Early on math work is the logic reasoning part. So people talking about math, actually my son is a high school math teacher. Math, people think about lots of numbers, formulas. Many of us actually in our life do not deal with those specific maths formulas and things like cosine and some kind of algebraic or calculus math issues, but we all use our logical reasoning to solve our problems. That's why the math is so important. Math is the language of logical reasoning that we all need to deal with, to solve problems, to work with the issues in front of us, regardless of the areas you're working with. I think everybody has a certain kind of a history that really connect to their present life. In my family, my father was teacher, and my sister is a teacher, and I'm a teacher, my husband is a teacher, my son's a teacher, so everybody's a teacher. Why we chose this particular field for our career, and there are probably many different reasons. For me, when I was a student in middle school, my school was around, it was like in China it was very different, and there was many village kids and they were together. Some people were just sort of lack of a resource or lack of family education, so they need help. In China, and our students help each other is a kind of a regular practice. So after school, and I always go to these villages to work with my peers to help them understand the assignments, and so we work together and to get assignments done. So I assume that's kind of my beginning of way of teaching. Then I was a peasant. That's because China's Cultural Revolution period, it was a really turmoil. Every kids after high school were sent to the village, quite a poor village, to do some kind of farming work. And I was there, and I was asked to teach village kids. That's like a mixed age classroom from first, second, third grade all together. I see how much peasants want their kids to get educated. The village was very poor. Peasants had to sell their blood for some grocery money, but they were willing to pay a little bit of money to get their kids to school. So I was fully, I guess, highly respected because I was a teacher of their kids. So I think that really certainly impacted me to see how little thing I did really help other people, children as well as their family, to feel good about what they can do beyond their present life. Um, so that was all my kind of a personal experience. For those things, I never really got education from like a teacher's college or how to be a teacher. I just did, and based on my kind of a intuitive sense. Of course, now I'm working in early child education, and we know there is a saying in Chinese that you develop a good habit for your children. That is the best gift you give to your children. That a good habit is not just life good habit, it's the habit of reasoning, habit of reading, habit of questioning, habit of thinking, and habit of collaborating with others, and so on and so forth. These are all good habits you develop when you are early on. I just loved this field, and even though I work extremely, extremely hard, I rarely take a vacation, but my work is a part of a vacation because I see how much when I read a book to others, when I work with teacher, this kind of change is subtle, yet it is a fundamental.